What's up everyone? So today I haven't done a camera comparison type of content in a while, so I wanted to show you all the difference between the A6700 and the Pocket 3 to see if I made a mistake. I shot my cruise video with the Pocket 3 and I was a little bit disappointed. I was also disappointed just in general at the ZV-E10. Felt like I needed an upgrade. So I picked up the A6700 with intentions of using it at Disney, and I didn't do much of that. Also had some curiosity on what S-Log3 was going to be like shooting. That's what I'm shooting in now. So I'd like to do a comparison with S-Log3 and S-Cinetone, which is Sony's best straight out of camera profile. So what I'm doing with S-Log3 is I'm overexposing plus 1.7, which I believe is about the sweet spot based on my testings in a vlog situation like this. I've got auto white balance engaged, but I lock the white balance based on what I'm getting out of this here. I'm also using this to expose with my ND filter. I'll put an affiliate link for one of these. I think it's really good to use one of these. Also, what I will do is I'll turn this around so I can see if I adjust white balance in post. I like to have both options, the gray and the white, just to see what looks better. So let's see what the stabilization looks like with the A6700. I'm using the Ulanzi MT44, which is one of my favorite vlogging small tripod / selfie sticks. Very, very, very useful. And I mentioned that before, and some people have mentioned that they also like it as well. And I'll include some affiliate links for anything that I mentioned today. Also, in addition, there's harsh lighting, so let's see how well this adjusts. Probably going to be overexposed. I see my ISO at 800 blinking, but we'll see how good S-Log3 does in these types of situations compared to, S-Cinetone. So how is the stabilization doing? I'm on active stabilization. One of the reasons I did not pick up the ZV-E10 Mark II, I wanted to see that camera and see its specs before I picked up the A6700, but I did have my eye on the A6700. So the main reason why I didn't pick up the ZV-E10 Mark II was because of the lack of IBIS. And the active stabilization looks like it's pretty good, but it crops in like 40%. I just couldn't do it. This active stabilization with the IBIS engaged, it works in coordination with that. I can take this into Catalyst Browse, even though I'm using that, if I want to get some additional stability, and then do like maybe a 5% crop, and then use Catalyst Browse to further stabilize the footage. So yeah, let's go switch into S-Cinetone and see how that performs on a similar walk. All right, so this is S-Cinetone. How does this look in comparison to the S-Log3 footage I just shot? This is gonna be the same walk. I do wanna show you all what I picked up for the Pocket 3. I was intending to use the Pocket 3 at Disney World, but that did not happen. The first ride that I got on, forgot to take the ND filter off, and with me trying to navigate through Disney World for the first time in my life with my son, I just decided I would just stick to my cell phone. So I'll link that video somewhere up here so you can take a look at that, as well as my cruise vlog that I just did, where you can see what the Pocket 3 looked like in some of those scenes. And you can make a comparison between some of the scenes that I shot in the dining room at Carnival, where the windows were way in the back. I should have definitely used an ND filter, compared to the actual driving vlog at the beginning of my Disney video. And you can see that the exposure with, actually the colors weren't washed out. I wasn't able to get my shutter speed all the way down to a proper 180 rule, but I think that is secondary to the, there's a bug or something. I got much better footage when I did put the ND on, even though I was shooting in auto. So do still recommend an ND, even if you're gonna shoot in auto with the Pocket 3. So how does this look compared to the S-Log3 footage? Of course, I'm using, this again to to kind of gauge and maybe go in post, and you take and you click on it and you can adjust your white balance pretty much automatically in post if you use that. So let's backtrack again and let's do some shooting with the Pocket 3. I'm going to turn around here. But what I did at Disney is was afraid of, see this little type of carrying bag here. I figured that was a lot better than a fanny pack. So I've been using this KNF Concept little sling bag for a while, and I really like it. It's supposed to be weatherproof, but you know, anything with zippers is going to allow a little bit of rain to come in, so I was kind of concerned a little bit about that. But I've got this, I found this little thing on Amazon as well that I think would be really helpful. I'm struggling a little bit if this looks a little bit awkward, but I figured if I carried the sling bag at Disney and then I carried like a Ziploc bag, now I wouldn't put this in the bag at first, but check this guy out. This is what I came up with, and I can't remember the name of this. I'll put a link to all the descriptions. I'll put a link to all this in the description, but this is a little tiny little backpack. You can, you know, wear it around either your front or your back. And I figured the clear, they have like a regular type of material as well, but I believe that type of material it might be weather resistant, but it's not going to be waterproof. But this is going to be totally waterproof. The only thing you've got to worry about is this zipper here, and it's advertised as weatherproof as well. But check this out, man. What can I fit inside here? I've got the Pocket 3. Wow, look at that. I've got the little legs, and I've got the extended battery. I've got both DJI Mic 2s, and you know, just for grins, I probably wouldn't use it, but the tiny little dumb battery, or the extender grip there with the 1/4 inch plug there. So I was afraid of the Florida weather causing you know, just coming in and doing a rainstorm on them, you know, just out of the blue, and I would get caught in the rain with my Pocket 3. So I was stressed out about that, so I picked this up. I also got the regular black kind of version rather than the clear version, but I feel like that clear version really would help with the rain. Then the only thing you've got to worry about is the zippers. Even though they're advertised as being weatherproof, water's going to get in through those zippers, so you probably would want to carry like a Ziploc bag and to put that in, and then you can throw that in your backpack there, and you're completely waterproof at that point. Now there's some other ways of doing it. I just personally hate ponchos, and I don't trust umbrellas to completely keep everything you completely dry. So I think that's a really good way to do it. Let's get on to the Pocket 3 and see how it looks on this same walk. All right, so this is how the Pocket 3 looks with auto white balance. I'm sorry, this is not auto white balance. I actually white balanced using this thing again, and just set it to manual. It kind of chose 5200, so I just left it on that. This is D-LogM. I've got the KNF Concept variable ND filter. I've got it on stop 5, which had my shutter speed down to about 1/100, which I believe is kind of good enough. How does the motion blur? Let me get out of this and let me get into some shade how is the motion blur with that? Now this is D-LogM. It does not expose for the face. I may go into post and expose from my face. So how is this doing? I know the stabilization is going to be spectacular, but as I come in and out of the shade, how is the camera reacting to the situation in comparison to the A6700? This was so much easier to do than shooting on the A6700. You know, you don't have as many knobs and gears and things to turn and buttons to push to get to a decent point on the Pocket 3. But I mean, how does it look in comparison to the A6700? I kind of got bored of shooting on the Pocket 3 because it's so easy. And I like the cinematic look of the DS or mirrorless cameras like the A6700, and I really wanted that back. So yeah, this is the, I know that this is a little bit closer in, but yeah, so much easier. And I feel like I'm drifted, the gimbal's drifting a little bit over. So yeah, I'm gonna switch, I'm gonna do this one more time. Also, how's the audio in comparison to the Rode Video Mic Go 2 that I've got on my A6700. This is a DJI Mic II, and I've got that clipped right here. So how does that sound in comparison? Now I'm gonna go back and do the same walk again, but I'm gonna do it in normal color mode to do that final comparison there. Okay, so this is normal color mode on the Osmo Pocket 3. How does this look? I'm sure my face looks like it's more properly exposed for. I'm not sure how blown out these highlights are, but interestingly enough, the white balance it chose for the normal color was 6200? No, I'm sorry, 6700, which is a lot higher than the 5200 that the D-LogM chose. I'm not sure exactly what the difference is in those two, but how does this look in comparison? How is it handling, me going in and out of these darker areas? I'm not sure if, did I make a mistake, guys, in purchasing the A6700? I'm sure it's gonna be a lot more fun for me to shoot with, in situations I'm gonna get a lot more cinematic look and bokeh in the background and everything, but I don't know. I mean, I do travel type of vlogs. I like to record. My goal is to record, find out the perfect settings for me to use with these kind of camera tests and everything, and share my findings with you all so that we can all do better, family vlogs and travel vlogs. We're not trying to be cinematographers. We're trying to be, maybe content creators, but definitely not cinematographers. A lot of these videos that I see online where they tell you, oh yeah, you've got to go in and you've got to manually white balance everything, and you're going to use zebras, which, I mean, I can do that, but it's not practical to do that. I'd have to literally white balance and do exposure settings every single time I went in and out of the shade here. It's just not practical for these types of situations where you're shooting your family and stuff, because you're gonna be on the move. You're not setting up a scene. You're setting up for potentially a scene where you're gonna be, shooting your family. Like I did, I looked at where I'm gonna be at, and I chose the best possible settings for the changing environment that I was going to be filming in. And then I locked in those settings and let the camera do the rest of the work. So yeah, I didn't bring lighting into the forest, for example, like these cinematographers do. And they're cinematographers. They might do YouTube on the side or whatever, but they're cinematographers. They're always telling you, oh, I do documentaries on the side. They're filming something professionally, and that's why that they're locked into these settings. And are they perfect? No. Are they going to be better than what we're getting out of, just letting the camera roll? Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Is this good enough? I definitely think so. I think these cameras are capable of that, or at least they should be, or we should find the one that is most capable at doing that, because we're looking for usable footage at the bare minimum, and we're looking for great footage, at the maximum. And I think somewhere in between is what we're gonna get. Anyway, guys, I don't wanna ramble on, but yeah, I'll put links to all of the things that I've found useful in the description. And don't forget to like if you found this useful. And I guess we'll see you in the next episode. One more bonus test. So it got me thinking, this test really isn't fair because I'm shooting in all manual mode on the A6700. And basically with the Pocket 3, I'm shooting in aperture mode because I'm allowing the shutter speed to go up and down. So This is S-Log3 on the A6700, but I am in aperture mode. So I'm gonna allow the shutter speed to go up as it is here to 200. And then when I go into the shade, it's gonna adjust and go down to about 1/60. So I don't want it to go under 1/60 because that is proper 180 rule, and I might get a little bit too much motion blur if it goes under that in the shade. So I set it to the variable ND filter for the shaded situations, and will allow the shutter to bump up when it goes through these, you know, areas where I'm getting a lot of sun. So maybe this is it, guys. Maybe this is the happy medium. Maybe aperture mode is the happy medium that I'm looking for between, you know, something easy and quick and great stabilization, but kind of, it's kind of boring to shoot with. On the Pocket 3, the footage is good, but it's still a 1-inch sensor. So maybe this is what we're looking for. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end this here. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
All right, we found a friend on the trail. He wants to say a little bit, be featured in one of my videos, camera comparison videos.
Guys, this camera is amazing. Make sure you like, subscribe, and this guy's amazing. Watch his videos, yeah?